a document signed by you confirming that it is your matrimonial home, along with your marriage certificate. If you are not married, but you are common law spouses, means you have been living together for 5 years, then we also have you sign a document to that effect and submit it with the transfer to request a waiver of the transfer tax. And let me just go over what we mean by transfer when it's with respect to your matrimonial home. If husband and wife are on title and one party is coming off, you can still get the exemption because it is still considered a transfer with respect to your matrimonial home. If husband and wife on title, wife is coming off, you can get the exemption. Husband and wife on title, husband is coming off, you can still get the exemption in transfer tax. If there's one spouse on the title and they're adding another spouse, that is still considered a transfer and you get the exemption in transfer tax. So again, if it is your matrimonial home, you don't pay any transfer tax. So for those of you who may be sitting and say, oh, I can't afford to put my husband on the title, I can't afford to put my wife on the title, you really should not have an excuse because you can pay legal fees in installments and you pay no duties to the government or no substantial duties. There's no transfer tax. $100 at the stamp office, $5,000 at the titles office. So if you are delaying in adding your name, adding someone's name, your spouse to the title, perhaps you need to look into the real reason why you're hesitant about adding your spouse to the title. Continuing with our WhatsApp messages, if you agree to sell your house to your tenant and they stop paying rent, can you give them notice to quit even while the sale is going on? I don't see why not. Yes, you have a tenant, they're not paying rent, you can give them notice to quit. Doesn't matter if the tenant is the same person who's buying the property. Of course, we have to think in practical terms. Is your tenant really going to leave if they're buying the property? I would still send them the notice, jolt them into action. And we see that happening a lot because a lot of tenants believe that if they're buying the property that they're living in, that they don't need to pay rent. But yes, you have to continue paying rent. You are not the owner of the property until your name is on the title. So while the sale is pending, you are still a tenant. And for those landlords who are selling their property to their tenants, you should ensure that the sale agreement, it doesn't have to, but it just makes things clearer. You should ensure that the sale agreement says that the tenants must continue paying rent while the sale is pending. So ensure that is there, because I don't know why, but a lot of tenants believe they can stop paying rent because they're buying the property. Where do you register a will after it has been written? You don't. A will does not have to be registered. Nothing needs to be done with a will after you sign it and have it written. You can record it at the records office, but nobody does that anymore. It doesn't mean that your will isn't valid. It does not have to be recorded. It does not have to be registered. It doesn't have to be stamped or sealed by a lawyer or a GP. Absolutely none of that is necessary. You can look in the Wills Act for confirmation of that. It's quite easy to read. And I think the intention is that behind that was that they want to make writing a will as easy as possible for anybody and everybody. So for a will to be valid, all that's needed is that it is signed by the person making the will in the presence of 2 witnesses over 18. That's it. You don't register a will. You don't record it. What is important, however, is that after a will is made, that you make copies of it. Makes no sense for you to have your will and then no one knows about it. It's hidden somewhere. No one can find it. If you have someone you trust, you can tell them that you have written a will. You can tell them where it is. You can tell them where the copies are. You can say, if you don't want them to know, you can say, all right, my lawyer at this address has my will. But ensure that at least one other person knows that you have made a will. I have owned my house for about 4 years now, but the previous owner's name is still on the tax roll. How do I change this? This is a common occurrence. A lot of people